Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. Get ready for the latest scoop on your favorite Hollywood stars and all the celebrity news you won't want to miss. Today's story is one that's sending shockwaves across the internet. And honestly, a lot of people are still trying to process it. Reports are circulating that legendary actor and martial arts icon Chuck Norris has passed away at the age of 86. Now, before we go deeper, let's talk about what's being said so far, according to circulating reports. Chuck Norris was hospitalized earlier this week while in Hawaii after experiencing a medical emergency. Details about what exactly happened haven't been publicly confirmed, which has left fans both confused and concerned. What makes this even more shocking is that just one day before his reported passing, he was said to be in good spirits, even training, which is something fans have always admired about him: his discipline, his energy, and his seemingly unstoppable nature. But by the following morning, reports claimed that he had sadly passed away. Shortly after, a message believed to be from his family began circulating online. The statement described his passing as peaceful, saying he was surrounded by loved ones. It also painted a picture of who he was beyond the fame, not just a martial arts legend or action star, but a devoted husband, father, grandfather, and the heart of his family. And that's the part that's really hitting people hard, because for decades, Chuck Norris wasn't just a celebrity, he was a symbol of strength, of discipline, of resilience. To many fans, he felt almost untouchable, like the kind of person who would just keep going forever. If you grew up watching him, you already know the impact he had, from his iconic role as Cordell Walker in Walker, Texas Ranger, to his dominance in martial arts. Chuck Norris built a legacy that crossed generations. He wasn't just acting, he embodied the roles he played. Every punch looked real, every fight felt personal. Every scene carried that quiet intensity he was known for, and outside of film and television, his influence went even further. He helped bring martial arts into mainstream culture, inspiring millions of people around the world to train, to stay disciplined, and to push their limits. Even people who never watched his shows knew his name. That's how powerful his presence was. And let's be honest, the internet also played a huge role in keeping his legacy alive. The Chuck Norris facts. You remember those? Jokes that turned him into something almost mythical, like Chuck Norris doesn't fear death, death fears Chuck Norris. And now seeing those same jokes being shared again, but this time alongside messages of grief. It just hits differently. It's like humor and heartbreak are colliding in real time. Now, if you're enjoying today's update so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest stories, because stories like this, they remind us just how fast things can change. What's also adding to the emotional weight is that Chuck Norris remained active. Even in his later years, he was still engaging with fans, still posting, still showing that same energy people admired for decades. So for many, this news feels sudden, unexpected, and deeply personal. Now let's talk about how people are reacting. Because social media has been flooded. Fans from all over the world are sharing their memories, their favorite moments, and honestly, their disbelief. Some are talking about watching Walker, Texas Ranger, with their families growing up. Others are remembering how he inspired them to get into martial arts. And then there are those classic Chuck Norris style comments, the ones trying to cope with humor. One person joked that Chuck Norris didn't die. He simply told death to wait. Another said their entire childhood feels like it's disappearing. And that right there, that comment probably sums it up best, because it's not just about losing a celebrity. It's about losing a piece of an era, a time when action heroes felt larger than life, but still somehow relatable, a time when shows like Walker, Texas Ranger brought families together in living rooms. And now, seeing that era slowly fade away, it's emotional. You can almost feel it through the screen. Now here's something else worth noting. This news comes at a time when social media has already been dealing with multiple losses. And that's adding to the overall emotional atmosphere online. Recently, people have also been reacting to the passing of other public figures, making this moment feel even heavier. It's like wave after wave of difficult news, and each one hits a little differently, depending on who you grew up watching, listening to, or being inspired by. But Chuck Norris, he stands in a category of his own because he wasn't just famous, he was iconic, recognizable across generations, cultures, and even people who weren't deep into movies or martial arts. His name alone carried weight. Now, as of right now, there are still questions surrounding the situation. Details about the reported medical emergency haven't been fully confirmed publicly, and because of that, some people online are urging others to be cautious about spreading unverified information, which is important. In moments like this, emotions run high, and information spreads fast. Sometimes faster than facts. So it's always a good idea to wait for clear confirmation before jumping to conclusions. But regardless of where things stand, one thing is clear. Chuck Norris has already left behind a legacy that won't fade anytime soon. His work, his discipline, and his impact are permanently etched into entertainment history. And for fans, those memories aren't going anywhere, whether it's the action scenes, the one-liners, or even the internet jokes. It all becomes part of the story he leaves behind. Now, I want to hear from you. Did you grow up watching Walker, Texas Ranger? What's your favorite Chuck Norris memory? Drop it in the comments below. Let's take a moment to remember the impact he had, and as always, keep it respectful, because at the end of the day, this is about a real person, a real family, and a real legacy. Before we wrap up, let's take a second to reflect on something bigger. Moments like this remind us how quickly time moves. The people we grew up watching, the ones who felt permanent, they won't always be here, but what stays is the impact they made, the inspiration. The memories, the stories, and Chuck Norris definitely gave the world plenty of those. Alright, that's all for today's update. If anything new comes out, I'll make sure to keep you posted right here on the channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.